Welcome. This video is over distributive property. This is what we're going to learn today. So let's read it. Simplify this expression. So we have the following. We have 4x's. I'm going to use Algebra Tiles to help me. 4x's plus 2 minus 5, which is negative 5 really, and minus 5x, which is negative 5x. All right, so what do you know about zero pairs? This 1x and negative x will become a zero pair. This will become a zero pair. This becomes a zero pair. This becomes a zero, pair. This positive 1 with negative 1, zero pair. Negative, positive, zero pair. So the final answer is, where's my pen? Negative x, or negative, so negative x, let me erase that. So negative x minus 3, negative 1x minus 3, or negative 3 minus x. So, so you're going to do a thumbs up and thumbs down, yes or no. Is 3 groups of 5 minus x equivalent to 3 groups of x minus 5? What do you think? Yes or no? Hopefully you said no. You can use real examples using like numbers. For example, we'll use 4. X is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. 3 groups of 1 is 3. 3 groups, 4 minus 5 is negative 1. So negative 3. So no, it is not equivalent. Another thing is we could draw this if you want to. It says 5 negative x, but 3 groups of it. This one says x negative 5. First of all, do they even look like the same picture? No. That's why it is not equivalent. Next one. Is negative 5x minus 4 equivalent to negative 4 minus 5x? So negative 5x's minus 4, is that equivalent to negative 4 minus 5x's? Well, if I look at this, they do look equivalent. They are the same. So the distributive property, want to get rid of those parentheses, you can if you do it correctly. So we're going to be using, so we're going to start very easy using actual numbers so it can help you with the distributive property when we start using the variables like x's and y's and z's and stuff. So using area amount, prove to me. So in elementary school, how would you break up 14? How could you decompose it as 10 plus 4? So what is the area of this square? 9 times 10 is 90. What is the area? So we're doing area model. What's the area of this? 9 times 4 is 36. So it's 90 plus 36. So symbolically, it could be represented as 90 plus, so 10 plus 4, 90 plus 36, or it can just be 126, because 14 times 9 is 126. Next one. Using the area, prove y. So what is the area of this rectangle? 3 times 12 is 36. 3 times 7 is 21. So it can be represented as 36 plus 21, which adds up to 57. Also, you could represent it as 3 times 12 plus 3 times 7 to get 21. What about the next one? Now, this is where it gets harder. So what's the area of this? The width is 3, the length is x, that's 3 times x. What's the area of this? 3 times 5 is 15. So how could I represent this symbolically? So it's 3x with the 15 plus 15. That's one way I can represent it. Or I could say 3 times x plus, How did I get 15? I multiplied 3 times 5. So 3 groups of x plus 5 can be represented as 3x plus 15 or 3 times x plus 3 times 5. What about this one? 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times x is 4 times x. So how would I represent this symbolically? This would be 28 plus 4x. You can also represent it as what makes 28? 4 times 7 plus 4 times x. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing matching right now. Can you match this with other models? Each picture model matches with 3 expressions. What's another way to represent each one? So before I show you the answer key, what would you think this one? The area of this rectangle is 50. The area of rectangle is this one is 35. So it's going to be 85 or 50 plus 35. And here's 85. Okay. So how did we get 50? We did 5 times 10. And how do we get 35? 5 times 7. And another way to represent is this represents an addition is 5 groups of 10 plus 7. So let's try this one. 2 times 3. This is 2 times 4. So it could be represented as 2 times 3 with 2 times 4 right there. And what is 2 times 3? 6. What's 2 times 4? 8. So 6 plus 8, which is 14. And another way is this is 2 groups of 3 plus 4. Blah, blah. So which two expression can be used to find the area of this rectangle? So to find the area of the rectangle, you would have to do 7 times 12. To find the area of this rectangle is 7 times x. So which one shows 7 times 12 plus 7 times x? That's one. Is there another way I can represent this? This is 7 groups, and if I combine this, 12 plus x. 7 groups of 12 plus x. A is the other one. So now another way you can do distributive property is using something called algebra tiles. So make 3 groups of x plus 1. What's another way to say that without using the grouping symbol? 3 groups of x plus 1. So I'm going to draw this. X plus 1. X plus 1. X plus 1. Here's the first group, second group, third group. So what did I draw? I drew 3x's plus how many positive? 3. That's what I did. But what if you want to do the area model? Area model. So it's 3 groups, x plus 1. So this is x, this is 1. So it's 3 times x, 3 times 1. So it's 3 times x plus 3 times 1, which is the same thing as saying 3x plus 3. So now we can do it solving distributive property using area model or using algebra tiles. What about the next one? Make 2 groups of 3x minus 1. Make 2 groups of 3x minus 1. So x, x, x minus 1. That's one group. But I said make 2 groups. So let me make a second group of 3x's minus 1. So let's see. I have 6x's. I have negative 2. What's another way I can represent this? Let's draw the area model. 2 groups. 2 goes here. 3x minus 1. This will be 3x. This will be negative 1. So what is? So it's 2 times 3x. 2 times negative 1. So it's 2 times 3x plus 2 times negative 1. Is that the same thing as saying 6x? 2 times 3 is 6x. 2 times negative 1 is minus 2 or negative 2. Yes, it is. And the last one, make 3 groups of negative 2x plus 1. So I'm going to draw this. Negative x, positive 1. So it's first group. Oh, it has to do 3 groups of this. 3 groups. Second group. Third group of negative 2x minus 1. Whoops. I'm supposed to be using algebra tiles, so I should not be writing this one. So I'm going to draw negative. So that. So I have how many negative x's? Negative 6x, negative is negative 3, or minus 3. So that's one way to do it symbolically. But let's do an area model. Is there another way I could do it? So it's 3 groups. First one is negative 2x, plus 1 is just 1. So that's 3 times negative 2x, plus 3 times 1. And so what is 3 times negative 2x? Negative 6x. And what's 3 times 1? Wait, stop. Let's go back here. I think I drew my algebra tile wrong. It's supposed to be negative 2x plus 1. Plus 1. How embarrassing. Luckily, I did the area model to check my work. That's why some kids like doing to check their work. So I have negative 6x plus 3. So let's go back here. 3 groups of negative 2x is negative 6x plus 3 times 1 is 3. Yep. So what I want you to do is now you're going to be doing some matches. So how would you describe these algebra tiles? There's 5x's plus 15. What's another way you describe? This is one group of x plus 3, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups. So 5 groups of x plus 3. And how would you represent that using area model? That would be x, that would be 5 times x, 5 times 3. So it's 5 times 3 plus 5 times x. Done. But looking at the algebra, do you see 5 groups of x's and 5 groups of 3? Yes, I do. 5 groups of 3 plus x and 5x plus 15. So the last thing is, which two expressions are a model using these algebra tiles? I see 4x's and I see shaded means for negative 8. Here it is, 4x is negative 8. What's another way? Is this a group? This is a group. There's 4 groups of x minus 2. That's right here. Another way you could say is there are 4x's plus 4 groups of negative 2. That's another way you could have written it. All right, so there are many ways to do it. So the last thing is some kids, maybe the third way of doing it is more mentally. Some people may not like the algebra model. In the algebra, somebody may not like the area model. In the area model, this would be A, this would be B, C. So A times B is AB, and then A times C. So it's right here, AB times AC. So what you're really doing is you're multiplying the A by the first number, AB, plus then you multiply the A with the second number. So A times B is AB and AC. So for example, if you have 3 groups of x plus 4. So if I did the area model of this, this is 3x, x, and 4. So this would be 3x. This would be 3 times 4. So 3 times x plus 3 times 4. So some people like using the algebra tiles. X plus 4 will be written as x plus 4, x plus 4, x plus 4. So what did I draw? I drew 3 x's and I drew 12. So 3x plus 12. Some people like algebra tile. Some people prefer the area model because they see 3x and 3 times 4 is 12. Some people prefer maybe just distributing and just getting answer 3 times x plus 3 times 4. So pick which one you think you are more comfortable with to solve the distributive property.